Uncinetto, I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Up front, apologies if you hear any whirring noises. I do have a fan going on back there, and then my air conditioner right there. If I can tilt you backwards, right there is my air conditioner. So if you hear any of that, I'm sorry. It is rather warm, so I'm going to keep that going. So just apologies if you hear anything, because it's kind of, I know I can hear it, but I don't know how loud it is in the video. Hold on just one moment, I'm so sorry. And we're back. Alright, so today we are here for a WIPS, FOS, and FAQs video. So I'm going to be sharing with you what I've been working on and how things are going, and just a couple of updates, right, about the channel and things like that. So by the time you see this video, I will have gone back to work. So this video will go up the first week that I'm back at work. So the week of the 14th. I think that's the day. Is that the day? Yeah. It's not going to air on the 14th. I know I already have something going up on the 14th, but it will air that week. So today is the 10th in my world. So let's just talk about a little bit about what's been going on, right? So this segment, right, I try to do it regularly, but I don't always have things to show. So I'm just like, when I have things, I'll do it. When I don't have things, So right now, as of this moment in time, right, I have no WIPS. I finished everything, which is wonderful for me. I do have some projects that I'm going to be starting. I have a baby blanket that I have to get out. There's a cardigan that I want to do. There's a top that I want to do. And there's another blanket. I actually showed the yarn for it in another video, hoping that I could start it soon when I did the video, but I haven't started it yet. It's the Granny Spiked My Ripple stitch blanket. And I have the yarn, I know exactly what I want to do, but I haven't started it yet, right? Why? Why do you ask? Well, we'll get to that in a second. But, so right now, as of this moment, I have no WIPS, which is an amazing feeling for me, because I don't like having lots of things going, as far as things that are supposed to be relaxing for me. If I have lots of things like, oh, there's this over here and there's this over here, I get overwhelmed and then I will just stop everything. I won't do anymore. Like, everything will come to a halt with whatever that is. Like, if it's projects or places I have to go or whatever. Like, if I feel overwhelmed, I just don't do any of it, which can be a bad thing, but it is what it is. That's just how my brain works. So while I was while my son was here, right, we did go a couple of places and I showed you some things that I got, but while I was there, and I know I showed these on one of my summer streaming lives. What? Hello? Do you want to come to say hello to the people? He says hello from over there. That's Nero, by the way. Don't know if he'll make an appearance. We'll see. While my son was here, we did go a couple of places, and I showed these on one of my lives right when we came back, but I have not shown them on one of these videos yet. So I did make a washcloth. This was Lily's Sugar and Cream, I think. Do I have it in here? I don't. I don't have it in here. But I took it in my Ravenclaw bag from Queen's Crafts by Bridget. So this was Lily's Sugar and Cream, and I don't know the colorway. My apologies, because I was literally crocheting just to keep my hands busy. And this is for me. This washcloth, flannel, whatever you call it, is for me. I just did half double crochets, puff stitches or popcorn stitches, whatever you call them, and half double crochets, and then half double crochet in the third loop. So I tried really hard when I was doing it to make it so where no matter how it's laying, it'll be the same on both sides. So like, for example, the row below, so this row here on the other side is raised like this one. So this one is half double crochet, but then the row just above it on the other side is half double crochet. So it's kind of similar. Like if you hold it, you don't really notice that the lines aren't exactly in the same places. You okay, Nero? Good? There he goes again. Okay, so anyway, I made this, and this is for me, just like when I wash my face or anything like that. So I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show it in a video before I did. And then this is the Big Twist cotton. And I made a washcloth. This is showing up a really darker blue than what it is in real life. It's really kind of a brighter blue, and I don't know. No, that's not even, no. So this is Big Twist cotton, and I'm so sorry, I don't know the names of, it's escaping me right now, but it's like the Big Twist kitchen cotton. And I made just a little spa set. So there's the face cloth, right, and then 2 little face rounds. So this one is a little bit bigger than this one, right? And the way that I like to do them is, will they fit in the palm of my hand? So like if I'm holding it, like is it gonna get the whole surface area of my cheek, right? Or like if I were to fold it, could I like get on my eyes or something like that? I don't wear a lot of makeup, hardly any actually, but I try to think about, like, I do have friends that wear makeup, and so I ask them, like, if you needed something for your face, like crochet wise, what kind of things, what size would you want it to be? And they were like, big enough to where you can rub it on your whole cheek, and it's not like using the little face rounds that you buy at the store in the packages that you have to like flip them over and use 3 or 4. Hi. Hi. What is it? Are we not having a good day? Come here. Come. Are we not having a good day? Huh? Are we not having a good day? Hi. Yes, hello. What's happening? What is it? What is it? Sorry. It's a good interruption, but I'm not sure what's going on. He seems to be in a mood. So I'm not sure where this is going. Hi. Yes. You want something? So, when I was asking my friends what they would want, they kind of described it to me So I use my palm because it's the biggest one I have in my house, and kind of adjust from there. So this one is a little bit bigger because it kind of goes up to my fingers, but then this one is exactly the size of the palm of my hand. And so this is going to be a spa set. I might give it to my daughter's teacher for a gift. I might gift it somewhere else. I don't know. Hello. So I don't know for certain what will happen. But I made that also while we were on our trip. And then I did finish. Hi. I did finish the 3 in Glasses, Cal, the Bella Vita Shawl by Wilma Westenberg. And if you don't know the 3 in Glasses, Cal, it was put on by Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady, Rebecca at Terracotta Crafts, and Sam at Memphis Makes. So they came up with the idea of a crochet along, had people vote on the pattern, set out timeline for the completion, did all of those things. So I will show you. I did gift, I can't, my phone. I did gift the shawl already. So I can't show you the completed shawl, but I can show you a picture of it because I did submit a picture for the slideshow. Sorry, I didn't know if he was going to bite me. Just get really scared. Okay, I've got to find it. I know I have it. Ah, here it is. Okay. So this is the completed shawl. Get all that off of there. Let's show you that. Right. And I did fold it. Go, buddy. No, don't take it off. Okay. I did fold it kind of like in a triangle so that I could like gift it. But you can see it's folded into fourths. So it's kind of, it was pretty big. And then here, this side is the border side here. So I would have had enough yarn to finish the shawl. So I did all of the rows to completion. So it has the correct number of rows and all of that. However, I did it in a 3-weight yarn with a 5.5 millimeter hook. I used the KFI yarn. I got it from Little Knits. It was called Venice at Night. I have some videos where I am caking up the yarn because it came in hank form. So I do have some videos where I showed that if you're interested in looking at that. But it's called KFI. The colorway is called Venice at Night. And I used that. I had 6 hanks of it, and I used almost all of it, and I had enough yarn to finish. Now, it was a big shawl because of the weight of yarn that I was using, but I was also thinking to myself, it didn't need to be quite so big, because the person that I was gifting it to is taller than me, but they're also thinner than me. So they're bigger this way, smaller this way. And I was like, it's gonna be a blanket for them, even if I make it to the size that it needs to be. So what I did is in the final section where it's all the same stitch, I did half double crochet instead of the stitch that's called for, because it made it shorter. I mean, not by much, but when you're doing 10, 11 rows of it, then over time it'll condense it down. So that's what I did. But other than that, I followed the pattern to a T. I think it turned out beautifully. This recipient loved it. Originally, I was going to make the shawl for my mom, but I didn't. So the yarn that I was going to use, I didn't use, and then I chose that yarn for the person that I gifted it to because they like those colors, especially yellow. So that pop of yellow was really nice for them, and they absolutely loved it. They've sent me pictures of them using it, which I'm not sharing because I don't have permission to, but they did absolutely love the shawl. So as far as the pattern goes, it was a fine pattern. It was beginner friendly. I know that other people have said this. Just the repeats were kind of monotonous. Even people that had used, even the people that used the paid for pattern said that the going back and forth was a little frustrating, but that's the way that she chose to write her pattern, and there's nothing wrong with the pattern itself. You can figure it out, you can read it. It's not difficult to read. Nothing wrong with it. It just was not to my taste. That's all. Would I be willing to make another one of her patterns? Absolutely. I know that the patterns can be followed. So if I see something else that I like, I will definitely take a look at the pattern first before I jump right in. But I think that any of the things that Wilma Westenberg has, you know, I know that the patterns will be readable for me. So that's fine. The other FO that I have to show you, finally, is this lovely right here. I finally finished it yesterday in my world. So my world, as I said, is August 10th. I finished this August 9th. Only a few months shy of it actually needing to be finished, or a few months past, excuse me. But it is the Rosewood Manor Murder Mystery crochet along. It is completed, and it is large enough to be a throw blanket. I actually finished it at my friend's house. I have a picture I'll show you at her house by her pool, because I brought it to 3 different places, and because it was in such a large bag, I normally didn't take it anywhere. And I've shown you before the bag that it was in. I got it for my birthday from Sherry's Bag of Holding. But I had it in that bag because there were so many different colors of yarn, and the project was just, I knew over time that it was going to get really big. So I put it in there, and I would only work on it when I was at home. Well, as I was getting closer to finishing it, I just took it everywhere. I took it to one friend's house. She needed to use my computer for something, and our kids were hanging out while she was on the computer. I was sitting there at the table with her, but I was just crocheting away, right? And then my daughter had an appointment. I took it to the appointment. I was crocheting away, and I was still crocheting on it at home too. And then I have a Facebook messenger chat with some friends, and I put in there that morning, yesterday morning, like, today's the day I'm finishing this thing. Like, I'm gonna be finished with it today. And I did. I finished it. because I started the very last round that morning. So I knew that I was going to be finishing it. So if you don't know that's all, folks. If you don't know the Rosewood Manor murder mystery, it is a choose your own adventure kind of story. And everyone starts out with the same pattern in the center, right here. And then you move out. And as you move out, most of the areas, you have to choose something in the story that takes you to by the time you get to the end of that part, you have a specific part in the pattern that you have to make. So the first part right here, what everybody had to make this part. This part was a choice, so you had options. This third part here, everyone had to do the same because it's a coded message. And then the next part right here, the clock, that's a choice. And then you have these next parts here are choices. This is choice. This is choice. This dark blue. This green, not a choice. There's only one. And then the very last section, which for me are all these little spiky bits, right, was a choice. So all in all, I mean, I think that was really awesome. You know, you had all of these things, but it is massive. That's my head that it's on there. Just trying to bring it up so you can see all of it. Right? My hair. So let me show you the picture of the finished piece. So this is just by the pool, right? But that's just me holding it up. So it is very large. It is round. I will try to put a picture in of it like on the ground laid out so you can see all of the pieces. But if I don't put it in the video, because I'm not sure that I'll have time to edit it in, but if I don't, then it'll definitely be on my community tab on the day that this airs, right? So you can check that out there if it's not in the video. But it was off and on, because some of the parts were very intense. Nothing against the pattern at all, nothing. But sometimes I just didn't have the mental capacity to focus on a repeat of 20 different stitches 20 something times because I was tired. So I was excited to work on it. She is coming out with another one, and I'm excited to see that one. I don't know that I will purchase it right away unless I feel like I have time to do it. I want to make sure that I get the things done that I want to get done, and some of the other things that I want to do, I want to get those completed. Because while I've been doing this, I've had a list going of things that I want to do. And I haven't done them. I did the top, but I've had the top, which I showed you in the last WIPS, FOS, and FAQs. I've had that on my brain for like a year. And then this bad boy has taken such a long time to complete, but it's finished, and I am super stoked. No idea what I'm going to do with it, like where I'm going to put it or if I'm going to gift it. I do love these colors, but also, I mean, I don't want to put another blanket here, because then it'd just be 3 blankets. I have thought about the guest room in there, putting it on the bed maybe. I don't want to put it on my bed because I don't like to make my bed. I know that sounds awful, but I don't. I don't like to make my bed. I'm not a bed maker. I get up and I take the covers off, and where they land is where they land. The only time I make the bed is if I'm changing the sheets, right? So, you know, once a week, right? But otherwise, Anyway, there's that. It's completed. So, uh, those are all of my finished objects except for one, which I'm not showing anyone because it is for Bridget, Queen's Crafts by Bridget. She's getting married in April. Oh, my bag fell. And I did make her a flower. And hopefully I'll be able to get that in the mail soon because I want her to have it. I know it's not till April, but I want to make sure that in all of the hullabaloo of mailing things, it gets there, right? Because things can take a while. They won't take that many months, but they can take a while to get from me in Sicily to the States or wherever else. So that being said, I want to make a couple of announcements. I don't have any questions this time, but this is the part where I do say you are free to email me questions if you would like for me to answer them. And if I have questions, I could just do another video because I mean, I'm going to have WIPS. I'm going to be starting some tonight actually. So I'm going to have things going. So I can do another WIPS, FOS, and FAQs video, but this part tends to get ignored a little bit. But if you have questions about the channel, about me, you know, about anything going on in Sicily or, you know, I mean, I'll be happy to answer what I do know. If there are things you want me to share out, right? So, two things that I'm going to start in September. I'm going to be doing a monthly giveaway. It's going to be put in a video the first week of the month. So sometime that week, and I usually do videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So sometime that week, there will be a hidden giveaway in one of the videos. And then at the end of the month, one day, the last week of the month, I'll put out a video for, you know, picking the winner. But it's not going to be an announced giveaway because I want people who are part of the channel to be the ones getting the prizes. There are people who just come for the prizes. And I mean, you do you, but I don't really think that's fair for people to come in and win things and they're either just using words that other people have typed or they happen to be the number picked, but they're not really paying attention to what's going on, sometimes even in the fiber arts community, much less the channel that they're on. And it's not just speaking to my channel. Like, I see it in all kinds of channels. And not just in the fiber arts community, in other communities as well. But most of my giveaways will be digital. I did put a post on my community tab about it, and people seem to really love it. The idea of digital prizes. Now, digital prize could be an Amazon gift card, it could be PayPal, it could be patterns from Ravelry or patterns from Etsy, whatever. Doesn't matter, right? And then I'm thinking once every 3 months, so basically quarterly, it will be a physical prize. Now that physical prize could be like fiber arts materials. They could be other things. It could be a book. It could be, I don't know. But like, let's say when I did my last summer streaming live, I did like, I'll buy a book on Amazon off of your wish list, or if there's a book that you would like, I'll send it to you. Now, if you are international and you would rather have just a gift card, something like that, we can always work that out. But once every 3 months, right, it will be a physical prize, either something that I can order and have sent to you, or something that I have, right, and I will mail to you. The other thing is, also starting in September, I'm going to be doing tutorials for free patterns. I do have permission from some yarn companies their free patterns, to do tutorials on their free patterns. So I'm going to be doing that to help people learn how to read patterns. So not necessarily here's a finished make, right? This is what I did, but to guide people through reading different kinds of patterns. Because a lot of the patterns that you find on these websites, they're not all written by the same person. So I want to start out small with like a dish towel or a washcloth or, something flat. And then do that tutorial. Then the next month, do another tutorial on pattern reading, that kind of thing, to really help people understand when it says this would be how I would do it, and then do those things. That's why I don't want it to necessarily, especially starting out, be something large. Because if you're a beginner crocheter and you struggle to read patterns, doing something like a top, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to, it's going to be a lot, because it's not going to be something that you can sit there and make in 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever. Or even if I did 2 segments, right? A shirt is going to take multiple segments, because I don't want to just do a swatch and say, okay, repeat till the end. I want to be able to take you through the whole thing so you know how to read the pattern, right? Unless it's like literally repeat the same thing 23 times. Then maybe whatever. I might do like 5 and then be like, okay, I'll come back and we'll do the next part, right? But if there are differences in the pattern, I want to be able to do that with you. So those are 2 things that are going to start in September. So be on the lookout for those. If you have a free pattern that you would like for me to maybe do a tutorial on, send it my way. I've had a couple of people send me things, and I have added them to the list, and we'll see how it goes, right? There are definitely things that I want to do in the meantime, but also I think this is really important. The only other thing is just be sure to check out for my content every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I am going to be going back to doing the readings probably on the weekends. I'll be uploading those for the weekends because I have a book that I've been reading, right? The poems. It's actually right there, which is why I pointed there. But also there's another book that I want to start reading to you all. And I read because there are people who are much better with the audio for a book. And then there are also people who can't see the words. And to be able to experience stories that may not be accessible in Braille, or maybe they can't read Braille, maybe their eyesight is just getting poorly. I want them to be able to have something too. And I know I'm not the only one that does it. I know there are other people that do it. Maybe there are people that have done the same thing that I'm doing. However, I want to put it out there. I think that it's important to do that. So, I think that's it. I'm at 33 minutes, so I'm going to hop off. And I hope that this has been enjoyable. And I appreciate everyone being here with me. All right. So as always, be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella.